Good morning, everyone. This is Father Nate, missionary priest in Italy, and today is Wednesday, February 28th of 2024. Last day, no, not the last day, it's a leap year this year. So, second to last day of February. Today we're celebrating Wednesday of the second week of Lent, and today's gospel comes to us from the Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 20, verses 17 through 28. As Jesus was going up to Jerusalem, he took the 12 disciples aside by themselves and said to them on the way, "Behold, we are going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be handed over to the chief priests and the scribes, and they will condemn him to death, and hand him over to the Gentiles to be mocked and scourged and crucified, and he will be raised on the third day." Then the mother of the sons of Zebedee approached Jesus with her sons and did him homage, wishing to ask him for something. He said to her, "What do you wish?" She answered him, "Command that these 2 sons of mine sit, one at your right and the other at your left, in your kingdom." Jesus said in reply, "You do not know what you are asking. Can you drink the chalice that I am going to drink?" They said to him, "We can." He replied, "My chalice you will indeed drink, but to sit at my right and at my left, this is not mine to give, but is for those for whom it has been prepared by my Father." When the 10 heard this, they became indignant at the 2 brothers. But Jesus summoned them and said, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and the great ones make their authority over them felt. But it shall not be so among you. Rather, whoever wishes to be great among you shall be your servant. Whoever wishes to be first among you shall be your slave. Just so, the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." In today's Gospel, Matthew recounts for us the 3rd time that Jesus foretells his death and resurrection. And this foretelling is the most detailed of the 3. After the discussion with the disciples, Christ ends by stating, almost in passing, this very profound truth. Whoever wishes to be great among you shall be your servant. Whoever wishes to be first among you shall be your slave. Just so, the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. Now there's 2 things in particular that call our attention, right? That Greek word, translated as just so, hosper, is emphatic. Literally, it means indeed, just as, or just exactly like the Son of Man. And secondly, the word for ransom, lutron, implies the price paid on someone's behalf. It's a term that's found throughout the Old Testament, and usually it's referring to the price paid to spare somebody from punishment, to release them from what they should have to endure. And so we're supposed to behave just exactly like the Son of Man, imitating him both in his service and in giving our lives so that others might live. In imitation of Christ, this sacrifice is to be a complete offering. St. John Chrysostom wrote, "It is as if Jesus were saying, 'I willed not even to stop at death, but even in death gave my life as a ransom.'" For who? For enemies. For you. It is for you. Me for you. In a particular way, we could say that these words apply to us who are religious, but again, they apply to everyone. Everyone, parents, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, because we're all called to lay down our lives so that others might live. But we can say this is shown in a particular way in those people who strive to be true spiritual fathers and mothers, those who bring new life to God's children through prayer, sacrifice, and service. There's a famous letter from St. John of Avila to Venerable Luis of Granada about spiritual fatherhood. It's, again, spiritual fatherhood, but it can be applied to spiritual mothers as well, and biological parents, anybody who has this role of forming others, right? So teachers, parents, even friends. The saint makes this clearly when he talks about the sacrifice that's required. He says this, "With great attention, and almost smiling to myself, I read the words your reverence wrote in your letter, that it seems a sweet thing to beget children and bring souls to the knowledge of their Creator. And I replied within myself, dulci velum inexpertis. War seems to be a sweet thing to those who haven't experienced. If this work is done well, the children we are to beget by the word should not be children of voice as much as children of tears. Those who take on the office of father or mother will learn to weep. At the cost of cries and the offering of one's life, God gives children to those who are true fathers and mothers, those who not once, but rather many times, offer their lives so that God might give life to their children. The condition of being a faithful religious, a faithful parent, and even just a faithful Catholic, one who bears fruit for God's kingdom, is to offer our lives entirely to God on behalf of those we encounter. So today let's ask for the intercession of Mary, refuge of sinners, for the grace to love Christ more and more throughout this Lenten season, and by following his example, to give our lives as a ransom for many, so as to become the spiritual fathers and mothers that God asks us to be.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed hearing the gospel and homily, I invite you to share it with someone you know who may also find it rewarding, and also to subscribe to the Catholic Voice channel. Please see in the description below if you would like to receive a text message for each daily gospel and homily. Please also keep our missionary priests throughout the world in your prayers. Thank you, and God bless.